So hopefully we'll get this going here. All righty. We are going to get this show on the road, folks. People should be seeing this hopefully now. And let's get this show on the road. Ukulele Barbecue, thumbs up. We're streaming. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from the Scintillation State Studio in Northern California, home of Ukulele J Barbecue. Get your wood fired up and your charcoal burning as we get our smoke on with the worldwide streaming Strum Pluckin Good Live.
All right. We are live worldwide. Love technology. Stress of my life. Thank you guys for joining. We got it going on. A little bit late, but hey, better late than never. Ukulele J Barbecue. We're in the house. Strum Pluckin Good Live. Jennifer Plemmons, the girl that grills, the wonderful lady in the pink gloves. If you've looked at her feeds. Thanks for joining us today. We are the Scintillation State. I am your governor, Ukulele J Barbecue. Much better day today. We are on the air live. Look at this. We got Spain, France, Germany. We got people around the world coming on. And thanks everybody to my sponsors, Dr. Bill's Candy Maple Syrup, Nuttywood Barbecue, Dat Sauce, Georgia Earls, Voodoo Roasters, and the Meat Stick. And I love barbecue, as everybody knows, and I love the barbecue community on Instagram. I've been meeting some great people, and today is it's not about me. It's about Jennifer Plemmons, the girl that grills, and we're going to have her on. And before I do, I want to let you guys know that we're having some giveaway stuff going on. And check out my website. I've got a lot of information on there. I've got my blog going. And take a look. I got some pictures, I think about 100 or so, and I'm going to upload some new ones from all the cooks that I've been doing recently. You'll take a look at that. And we have our sponsors on there. I got some pretty cool discounts. If you click on some links in there, they're not discounts available anywhere else. And I don't post codes. It's not what I do. They're my sponsors. I'm not really a brand ambassador in the traditional sense. So those offers are there as well. And if you go to my feed, you'll see the giveaway that is there. We'll be giving away some of the great stuff I cook with and my favorite delicious sauces. You'll see there with the Dr. Bill's Georgia Earls and my favorite coffee, along with that sauce and that ketchup. And I'm going to throw in a bunch of other surprises too for the giveaway. I'm not telling anybody what it is, but they're unique things that hardly anybody has. So we're going to get started. And I want to thank you very much, Jennifer, for coming on. Thanks a million. Can everybody see Jennifer on YouTube? I'll take a look here and make sure that I know we're good. And I want people to see the wonderful Jennifer Plemmons, the girl that grills. And we got some questions. How's everything in Georgia this morning weather-wise? Because it was raining like crazy here for the last 2 days.
Gosh, it is sunny and 70, hence why I'm sitting outside. And it's supposed to rain. It's 100% chance of rain here tomorrow. So I'm enjoying it while I can.
Great. Well, it was raining here the last 2 days. It was crazy. I did it live, and I had an umbrella over me and the heater going and just doing what you got to do to, get the lives going on Instagram for everybody. And, it was kind of funny because I really appreciate you, doing the interview with me today and taking your time. I know you're busy. You got a ranch now or a farm. I want to talk about that. You got a job, as well, another job as well. You're a mom, another job. My God, you got 3 jobs going. Brand ambassadorships, repping these great products. But, something happened the other day. It was really funny because I had your interview lined up and I got a call. And a buddy of mine, his daughter's a nurse in the ER. And, she was really upset. She was kind of pissed and she was yelling. I'm like, what's the matter? And he said, well, they're all out of PPE, because of the whole COVID thing. And I said, well, what do you mean they're out of PPE? She says, well, they have these special gloves. We went to order them and we couldn't get them. And I said, well, what kind of gloves were they? And they said, well, they're all the pink gloves. And some lady in Georgia bought them all. And so I thought, is that you? I don't know, So what's the story with the pink gloves? I see it a lot, but is that your thing?
It is not me that bought them all. I am working on buying them all. Actually, I did it I was trying to come up with something that's like a signature look. And, everybody has these different signature things on Instagram. So my husband was like, what about pink gloves? Because I always steal his black gloves. He's a deputy, so he always has to have nitrile gloves on him. So he has black to go with his uniform. And so I was like, okay, well, pink. Let's try pink. So I found a box of pink. And I've actually been working with a provider to try to make these things more available, especially to the women in the barbecue community. I think just as well as I do, women in the barbecue community are just, it's expanding. Laura Parsons, he's Dangerously Delicious Barbecue. She has a Women of Rec Tech group. And I joined when it was like 100 people. And now we have over 1,000 women who have Rec Techs who are just grilling, smoking, learning about different ways to cook. And
Wow.
so I'm like, hey, let's get some pink gloves in. Well, with COVID and everything going on and the shortage of PPE, it's really hard for the
Well,
provider to guarantee me anything, but I'm trying to make them more mainstream and available for women. So maybe
that's
once COVID is in the past.
yeah, that's great. I mean, shout out to your husband. I am a retired law enforcement officer as well. A lot of people don't know that. I don't really post about it, but I did live the life for many years, and I highly respect the men and women in blue, brown, tan. All the we had some gross colors we had to wear, but it's a heck of a job right now. It's a tough time, so kudos to him. Tell him I give him a big shout out, and he needs to be safe out there. And one of the things about you mentioned women in barbecue, it's kind of funny, is I reached out to some guys on Instagram. They're pretty big guys that do a lot of posting, and I got a lot of whining and complaining. I don't like the camera, and I don't want to be shown. And the women have just come out like, Jay, we're behind you, we're supporting you. I'm like, there's a thing called girl power. I mean, I believe it, and my wife is huge, doing the baking stuff with her girlfriend, and I just want to thank the women are really, really supporting me. And I get a lot of support from the men, but the women are just like, I'm there, let's do this thing, and it's just really cool. So thank you for coming on, because the barbecue community with women is definitely picking up big time for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me, why did you, and when did you get started on Instagram?
I got started on Instagram about 3 or 4 years ago. I just have always had a passion for cooking. And a friend of mine who actually works with women's health, and she is PCOS support girl, encouraged me. She's like, go on Instagram. She's like, there's not enough people, who are doing recipes, who are showing people how to cook. She's like, there's everybody in the world showing you what they're eating, but people are not showing you recipes. People are not showing you how to cook. So I got on there. A lot of my old stuff's been archived now. Because that's been transferred to a blog, but it's been about 3 or 4 years that I've been on there.
So, interesting, you said archiving your things, and I noticed that I looked at your post and there was, a few hundred, 300 or so. When you archive it, for some of the users that don't know what that means, what exactly does that do? And then you get to your archive and it sits on the blog. Did you pull things off and then they're gone, or are they there and you can reactivate them? How does that archive work?
So when you archive a post, it basically disappears from your feed, but it doesn't disappear from Instagram. So I could go in and reactivate all of those old posts today. I just archive them just really for housekeeping purposes, and I'll archive them once I know I've moved it to my blog and it's functioning on the blog. Then I just archive it and make space for, some of my newer posts that haven't been moved to the blog, so that way, if somebody's looking for something, they're not going through 1,000 posts in a feed. They're going through, 200-300 at the most. And then, if they can't find it, they'll know to go to the blog.
And what is your blog? Is it a public blog for people to see? Is it a private blog? What's that about?
It's just a WordPress blog. It's linked in my bio.
Okay.
And actually it's down right now because I'm in the process of adding more recipes to it. So it'll be back up this week.
Okay, fantastic. So I know you cook with a lot of stuff, spices and equipment. Let's talk about the equipment first. I know that you said you're part of the RecTech team. What does that mean? You said there's over 1,000 women. Explain to me that whole process, and if there are other women watching this that are inspired by you and want to become a RecTech girl or part of the team, what do they have to do to do that? How does that happen with them?
So with RecTech, one of the biggest things for them with their ambassador program is really small. And it's really, you see Pit Boss and Traeger and all of these other, large companies that compete with RecTech, and their ambassador programs are large. They, have a really big following, and that's just not RecTech. One of RecTech's things is they want people that are dedicated to their products. I only cook with RecTech products. They're the local guys for me, so they're literally 5 miles down the road. I go to their headquarters if I need a bag of pellets, or just need to grab a cup or whatever I need. I go right by headquarters. I don't have to wait for the time.
Wow.
Which is handy, but also bad for the purse. But their program is they want you to have 10,000 followers. They want you to be dedicated to their brand. They want you to love their brand and live their lifestyle. One of the biggest things for rec tech is the rec tech lifestyle. And it's just this lifestyle of having a good time, using your grill in your everyday life, enjoying your life, living life to the fullest, and don't have those days where where you just miss something. Just go out and live your life and, do it the best that you can.
So there's a culture there
So
at the company to do that. I mean, that's the big
yeah,
culture.
there's a huge culture in that company. And I really like it. I just click with them. I think a lot of the people that are in those groups, those Facebook groups, we just mesh. I've met some of the greatest people locally and abroad out of the Rec Tech groups, and that's the Women of Rec Tech group. That's Rec Tech rebranded. That's just the main Rec Tech groups that Rec Tech themselves run. It's just amazing networking, and it's just amazing people that are all combined in there. So you really do live that lifestyle if you follow those groups and interact with the people, and you learn a lot.
Yeah, I've been talking to actually some of the women. Dangerously Delicious Barbecue. She's going to be on the show down the road.
Yes.
For people that go to my website, they'll see all the guests, and she's listed on there. We have the mother heifer, Connie, is going to be on. She's another lady in barbecue who I've been talking to, and I know that she does stuff with the PCA. So, have you done any competitions at all, like PCA stuff? Because West Coast, where I'm at, we don't have anything here. I mean, literally, I have to maybe drive way northeast, or way south, maybe one event. There's nothing in the Bay Area that I've seen at all PCA, and I'm dying to get out to one of these events when COVID's over. You must have a bunch of PCA stuff in Georgia, for sure.
There's all kinds of stuff in
Yeah.
Georgia, and it's even like church cook-offs for charity.
Wow.
Because in Georgia in the South, there's a church on every corner.
Right.
Which is not a lie. There's a church right down the corner here. But we have a lot of stuff, and we have a lot of sanctioned events. We have a lot of unsanctioned events, and with everything I have going on, I've not had time. But I know that it's something that a couple of the local people and I have talked about. When COVID is over, we're going to form a team and we're going to start competing.
Wow, that's great. So that's a real big thing. Are people there? I mean, obviously they're passionate about barbecue, but one of the things that I wanted to find out about, because I've seen you doing it, is there's so many different spices and seasonings, and people using all their stuff in these competitions, and people are saying, this is my competition award-winning rub, things like that. And I know you've been using a bunch of stuff, but I've seen some pictures in your feed from a company that looks really interesting. They do some really great stuff, and I'm going to go ahead, and what I want to do is I want to pull up your feed real quick. So for people on YouTube and those on Instagram, watch me now. If you go to youtube.com/ukulelejbarbecue and see us streaming, you're going to see the feed that I'm going to pull up right now. And the feed is going to be Jennifer's feed here. And I want to show people that, there's some cool stuff on here I want to talk about. And you have some really neat videos as well that were, really fun to watch. And I was watching them with the duck fat and the pork chops, and I got a plash of a seasoning bottle, and then I'm bringing this up here for everybody that's on the screen looking. You did a post here, product number 1 for my 25 days of barbecue, and it looks like it is a spice company. So can you tell me about that?
So I'm going to assume it was this one. Does that match the post? The Narragansett Bay?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, it's the one again. Yeah, exactly, okay. Against the ocean. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Perfect. So this is a company, Ocean State Pepper Company. They are based out of Rhode Island. It's a team, Katie and Dave. They're amazing. Their seasonings are amazing. I just kind of happened by them on Instagram. I think they followed me, or maybe I saw an ad, and I was like, what is this? So I checked it out, and I just fell in love with it. Fell in love after my first order. Their seasonings are handcrafted. There's no filler. Most of them have salt in one of the last ingredients. Not, so many seasonings have first ingredient salt.
Right.
And that's not them. My husband has high blood pressure, so try to stay away from the salt for him.
HIPAA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to keep him healthy.
Yeah.
So, I ordered them and I fell in love with them. And
do you have some stuff to show us? You have some stuff there?
Yeah. So this is the Narragansett Bay, like I showed you. This basically is Old Bay on steroids. Okay. I will never, ever buy another jar of Old Bay so long as I live. So long as they're making Narragansett Bay, I will never buy Old Bay again.
Oh, that's great.
They have their cowabunga seasoning.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not.
see it, we see it really well.
Yeah, it's got charcoal in it. It's got a couple of other seasonings. It's great on burgers. It's great on brisket. It's great on any kind of beef. I've even put it on like French fries before. Might be kind of
Wow.
crazy, but it's amazing.
Well, I was looking at their website. They have some cool stuff. I saw like a mac and cheese thing, and
Yeah.
the principle. I found it really interesting because your feed. I saw this, and I research companies and try things. And one of the things that I thought was really cool was kind of the approach where you buy the bottles, and I go through tons of bottles, right? And I'm throwing them in the garbage. I mean, it's a big waste, and you can't order a refill. You got to call the company and get another bottle. And so they sell the refill packs, which I think is really cool. You just get the refill pack, kind of like the barbecue rubs that people that's how they sell them. And you put it in the bottle. And I like having my stuff displayed. I'm very type A anal. I got everything in the kitchen, the right way. So it's great that you can have all your jars there and then just fill them up, not have to worry about throwing things out and replacing things. So it's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah. So there are these wonderful little glass jars, and they refills come in packets that are made of this type material. And you literally just pour it and go. The refill packs are cost effective. They're, much more affordable than the glass jars, especially with shipping. So it's like you make that initial investment of the glass jars, and then, you're good to go on the refill packs indefinitely.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but like this is their vampire repellent seasoning.
Let me see. Okay, we can see
you
it.
Just kind of see like all the different.
Move your hand over to the your right a little bit. There you go. Oh yeah. Vampire seasoning.
Yeah. So
does that mean it keeps your husband away at night?
Repellent. Yeah, it actually does. But yeah, I mean, just it's got just the quality of the ingredients is amazing.
That's good.
So
That's great.
I definitely wanted to show you guys that. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, great stuff out there, and it's really interesting to learn about all the seasoning and rubs. And one of the things that also caught my eye is that one of my sponsors is Naughty Wood Barbecue Pellets, which is my favorite pellets of all, the almond and the plum. And I'm gonna bring it up here on your feed that you did a post here for Naughty Wood Plum Pellets, which is kind of really cool. And you showed people the pellets in your hopper. So how long have you been using Naughty Wood? Because I've used them since almost day one, and I'm hooked on this stuff. I mean, I do a lot of the plum people see, and you got part of that secret stash, which was really cool. And it's coming to market for everybody to get the plum. But how long have you been cooking with that stuff?
Oh my gosh, since the summer. I don't remember if it was June or July. They reached out to me and they sent me the sample, and the stuff is just incredible. There's like some of the smoke that you get from different types of pellets. It's like a bite, you kind of taste that smoke. You taste the smoke, but you don't have that bite with these plumwood pellets. I've never had a pellet like that before, ever. Like even my husband's like, these are the best pellets I've ever used.
Yeah, it's amazing, and we're gonna have Spencer Defty, the founder and Brett, the head guy of Naughty Wood Barbecue. He's gonna be on as well, a guest on the show, and he's posted. So we're gonna hear all about the process. I mean, what they did, and it's just amazing. So I was really excited to saw that you used them, and I've got a lot of people asking questions. How do you get the plum, and what was that secret stash thing, and it's just great seeing a small business, and I think we have a thing in common where. My big thing is really partnering up with these small businesses, because you'll see my sponsors really helping them. It's tough being out there and competing in a world of barbecue where there's thousands of rubs and thousands of barbecue sauces. So, I'm just a little fish in a huge pond, and whatever I can do to, land a bigger fish for them is makes me really happy. So, kudos to that for talking about them. So let me ask you, give us an idea of, what you're looking for before you follow somebody, because most people. You see they have X amount of followers and they're following thousands of people more. And then you kind of see as people are moving up and getting sponsored, things happening, you start scaling down, you see it less, and then you see, 11,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, and you'll see 1,000 followers. So they're obviously unfollowing people at some point, or they're just not following people. What's kind of your philosophy on that? Because I know a lot of people have made comments to me like, yeah, they're not following me. Should they feel bad about it, not feel bad at it? What's kind of your thing on who you follow?
I definitely say don't feel bad about it. A lot of times when you have, so many followers and you have people that'll tag you in posts, people that comment on your stuff, and a lot of stuff gets lost in your feed. Like in my Instagram feed, people will tag me and stuff, and sometimes I just miss it because I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say for me, my philosophy is, I started at day one with one follower, and that was my friend. And so as people follow me, I try to follow them back. If they are a public page and they are obviously cooking, whether it's cooking, baking, barbecue, whatever they do, I do try to follow back. Um,
So I have a
I
question.
don't do the follow unfollow thing. I hate that.
Yeah. So you mentioned a question, which is really good. You said if they're a public, if they're a public page. I've got a lot of requests recently from private pages, and it's kind of weird because like I don't know what they are, and then I actually went into one once. I was like, oh, and what I saw was like this gal. I think you guys can guess what I saw, and so I unfollowed her really quick, and I'm like, oh my god, Instagram knows I followed that. Please don't email my wife. But
Right.
so I've kind of started thinking to myself like I'm not following the ones that are private that I don't know about. I just I don't know if it's bad or good. I personally follow everybody back. You'll see me also. I thank everybody. I mean, I really sincerely from the bottom of my heart appreciate these people. So I send everybody a thank you. Thanks for following, and not just a little thing, so they know it's a real person, not some bot or something. Auto responding to the computer. So you don't follow if it's like a private thing. You don't follow it either, right?
Oh God, no, no.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's a private page, or even if it's a public page, and I click on their page and it's like nothing to do related with food, no,
Right.
I don't follow them back. But if they have food on their page, like you never know when you're going to draw inspiration from somebody, or somebody might share a recipe for something that you've been looking for.
Right.
And I'm all about sharing the love on Instagram, and just following for follow and doing that type of thing. That's great, and supporting the barbecue community any way I can.
Yeah, that's great. So okay, I don't feel bad because I really felt bad thinking I want to follow people back. I want to support them because people support me. But I've got like beauty stuff for makeup, which I don't wear makeup unfortunately, so it's not interesting to me. But okay, I just want to make sure I got that straight. I know it's a big thing. A lot of people that are watching the show today on IG Live and also on YouTube, they have all these questions. I know people have asked me, and I didn't know the answers, and so I'm, also curious because I am new to Instagram. I've been on for like years with nothing, just like looking and not really paying attention. I really came on 6 weeks ago, almost 7 weeks ago, with the Ukulele J Barbecue name. Used to be a former name, and then just started fresh with nothing, and then just started moving. And I had some cooking pictures I put on there, and we blew past 2,000 followers this last weekend, which is why we have the giveaway, which I'm so gracious of. And people like yourself, thank you for giving the opportunity, of course, to get you on the show and talk to you and ask these questions, because a lot of people don't feel comfortable asking questions, or they just don't ask them. So another question I had is, and this is kind of a funny one. People post to stories, right? And the big question with stories is, it goes away after 24 hours, and I hear things about stories are important. People see them, or I saw a lady do a little spoof. It was funny how nobody's looking at my stories. We've watched this. We're not doing it anymore. And she had like 400 or 500 viewers just in that story. And, I don't know if you feel this way. I feel like when I'm doing stories, it's like I'm running a damn marathon, right? It's like, oh my God, 24 hours, gonna expire. I only got 8 things left, and I got to add another and another. And it's like, I don't stop. It's just, some people, of course, it disappears and it goes away. And then you're like, oh my God, there's no stories. What do you think about stories? And what do you decide to put in a story? And what suggestions do you have for our viewers today on what they should put in stories to get the attention of people, and also the tagging in the stories?
So what I do for stories is I really just use stories to either once do a swipe up link, and that's just to sponsor a company. Or two, I do stories because if somebody is looking at your profile and they see your profile picture, with your main page with your post, they're going to either see your picture highlighted with the story, active story around it, or they're not going to see that highlighted. Well, 9 times out of 10, if I'm looking at a new page and they have the story highlighted, I'm more likely to follow them, because that allows me to kind of see a snapshot of what their page is going to be. So if I'm cooking, I go ahead and I start like, hey, I'm using Kinders tonight. Here you go, in my story, or I'm doing the 25 days of barbecue Christmas right now. And that's just putting it out there, shouting out to my favorite companies, my favorite products. But typically throughout the day, I just use stories to basically tell a story of what I'm doing today or what I'm cooking today or what products I'm using today. I think stories are important, but I don't think stories, personally, I don't think stories is where you're going to get your growth from.
Okay. So speaking about growth, we'll go to stories real quick and then we'll move on from stories. A lot of people get tagged in stories, and I see people, they'll tag me and they'll post something, and being new, I'm still learning the etiquette, right? I don't want to offend people. I don't want to bug people. And I get tagged on, like, all of a sudden I'm getting these contests at the end of the year, and tons of
Hmm.
people are tagging my name. So I get this tab looking, and it's like I don't even enter the contest because I'm so busy, and I'm blessed, fortunate to have a job. I just buy stuff, and it's great to win something, but I've never won anything. I've never won the lottery. I haven't won any raffles in a raffle thing, so I just gave up on contests. I just I guess when it comes to contests, I don't win. So
Yeah.
so what's the deal with tagging in the stories? Do you tag just the product or a person? Do you tag somebody you want to see it who isn't really part of the story? What's your philosophy on that?
So for me, if I'm doing a story, say like I'm doing a RecTech story, I'll tag RecTech, I'll tag RecTech chefs so that they can share my post back to their story, basically creating content for them. Um, if I'm, sometimes I do coffee cheers in the morning. So I'll tag, you can tag up to 10 people. I'll try to tag 10 random people that I interact with and do coffee cheers. And that will continue on to more and more people. And you're, tagging more and more people. And it's just kind of like a tree branch, it just grows. Um, I love that kind of stuff. Right now, the biggest way to gain followers is Reels. Instagram is dying to compete with TikTok. They are doing anything in the world to pull followers back from TikTok to Instagram. And Reels is their new project. That's their baby. I mean, I can put a Reel video out and in 15 minutes have 300 likes on that
Wow.
video. It's
Jeez.
insane. I
Okay.
know some people, have done just cutting a steak on Reels and it looks nice and they'll get over 5,000 likes on a video.
Wow.
So it's taking off. So if you have any concept of video technology, I encourage you to do Reels.
Okay.
Major player right now in Instagram land.
So on the reels, that's you can use the effects in the videos, and you get like 15 seconds, I think, or 30 seconds, right? Do you recommend
Yeah.
like sticking to 15 or 30 is fine? Because I know people's attention spans are, kind of mild at times when it comes to this video stuff.
Well,
So
I have a friend of mine who is a major TikToker. She has over 1 million followers on TikTok. And the advice that she gave to me for TikTok, which I'd say would translate to Reels since it's basically the same type of platform, is keep it as short and simple as possible. If you can get the video done in 15 seconds, do it. If you can't do the 30 seconds, the main thing with the Reels video is showing your face, engaging the person from the first second that they watch the video. You want to make that person stay and watch you for 15 to 30 seconds.
okay,
Some of the videos, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I lose interest in the first 3 seconds. I'm like, swipe. And, if you're not engaging people, you're just not going to get the followers. I mean, all of my videos are not perfect. I have some videos that have just flopped, especially on TikTok. I flop on TikTok. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Reels, I do pretty good with.
I'm just a flop all the way around. I mean, I get like 50, 100 views.
No,
So somebody
no, you're not.
somebody said get on TikTok. So I'm TikToking y'all. I got 3 TikToks. I think I might have 4. And I did it just for fun. I did a little thing with Def Leppard. I'm a big
Yeah.
Def Leppard guy, and rock and rolling. And I thought I'm just gonna have fun with this thing. I don't care. I actually don't care if people see it or not. I just did it for me. It was my entertainment, and my wife laughs because I'll do something and I'll just start cracking up, and she's like, "You think it's so funny, don't you? Like,
Yeah.
glad you can entertain yourself. Hey, if I can't entertain myself, then what's life about? I can't be entertained by everybody all the time." So
That's exactly right.
yeah. So another question came up saying they noticed you use duck fat spray, and I have seen it a lot around. Why do you use that versus avocado or olive oil?
I love duck fat spray. I didn't know we were going to get on this because I could talk about this for hours about how much I love duck
open
fat
the Pandora's box. Well, that's okay. I got time. If you got time, we're going to keep going.
So I use duck fat spray versus like Pam or any of the things in the stores because the only ingredient in duck fat spray is duck fat. I really like that it's no chemicals. Like some of my other brands, I don't like filler. So it's literally duck fat in a can.
How do you get duck fat in a can?
Leave any kind of yeah, it's the duck fat in a can in an aerosol can. It's amazing. It's an amazing binder. It's just so simple to apply, and you just like a pork butt, spray a pork butt down with it, pour your seasoning on there, you're good to go.
It's expensive.
I've noticed. I'm sorry.
It's expensive.
It is expensive, but it's worth it.
Is it? It's worth it. Okay. I'm gonna buy some duck fat then after our show.
I think it's worth it. They're popping up in like every Ace Hardware now. You can just some Walmarts I think have it. Like you can just go in somewhere and get it.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, it doesn't have a taste. Like olive oil has a taste to it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't have a taste. And I use it on everything now. Actually, I bought some bottles. I'm going to give it in like stocking stuffers to some of my family members that barbecue. It's a wonderful product.
So you don't use avocado oil at all or anything else? Just all duck spray now? Duck fat spray?
Yeah, when I'm doing that type of thing, if I'm cooking, I use olive oil. Like if I'm inside cooking, I'll use olive oil.
Gotcha.
But as far as like a spray, duck fat all the way.
Yeah.
I even bake with duck fat spray.
Well, I'm definitely gonna get some duck fat, and I think my wife is gonna want some duck fat too. So we'll have to do that. So,
yeah.
So thanks for that. And talking about some cool things, I also want to talk about, there was a video you were involved in Thanksgiving, and people didn't see it. I thought it was the coolest thing where you guys were all like talking to each other, and who coordinated that thing and whose idea with it, but it was just so cool. And it's like, I want to do something with that, but I don't want to copy somebody because if they see that, they're like, oh, you just copied somebody. So now I got to up the ante, do something like totally different, kind of like, when I'm doing my cooking. I started taking the pictures, and I'm really trying to give good quality content to people, not just shots of food. I see a lot of shots of food. They're like, they just took the camera and it's it's kind of like grayish or washed out. And I've always been in photography. I love photography and food photography. And I did, stuff like that for years, wildlife photography. So, what's the deal with the video? If anybody didn't see it, check out on her feed. She's got this great video for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So the Smoking Hot Mom, and I were talking back and forth, and she's like, how fun would it be to do like a video collab of Thanksgiving food? And, one of our we have a barbecue chat group, and it's, people from all over the US and Canada in this group. And she pitched it to the group, and Kara, who was Scale and Taylor, just kind of took charge of it. Because she's got, I don't know if you guys have ever seen her stuff. Her videos are amazing. And so she's got, all this knowledge, and she just made our video look flawless. It looks wonderful. So we all just kind of said, hey, we're going to do this side, or hey, we're going to do this meat or whatever. And Kara put it all together for us. And we had such a good time making that. We really did. Yeah. Yeah. I love Jess. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
One of the things I'm curious about though is how people have asked this. How long did it get to much people expect if they're, it's kind of like, I can't just post when it's going to happen. We've got, this is a new thing. And kind of walk me through the process of what you did from the beginning to where you're at.
So I am not going to lie to you guys and let, tell you whatever. I had some help with my page because I have a friend who is verified, who has over 60,000 followers. And she and her name is PCOS Support Girl. Her name's Shelby. She and I have been friends for years now, and we've done a lot of advocacy together. And so Shelby and I started doing a collaboration for meals, and it was a quick and simple dinner meal. And in that, we tried to create something that was health conscious, something that was 30 minutes or less, that someone who is a working mom, stay-at-home mom, 3-job mom could recreate, but still keep it healthy for her and her family. And
Gotcha.
so that is a lot of where my boost came from. I think I was at like 7,000 when we started that. And then, she and I started doing our weekly collaborations, and it was just, I boomed.
Wow.
So I got to 10,000 really quick because of Shelby and our collaboration. So, from there, I just had to continue to work to grow. And I've kind of hit a stall right now, but I've had so much going on. I haven't really had much time for Instagram.
Well,
But the one thing the one thing I can do to say to encourage people to grow is to reach out to people, have communication with people in the barbecue community. Follow people's pages, comment on people's pages, encourage people, and, say, hey, that's a great cook, or, hey, that smoke ring, these things that you see people say over and over again. Like, if I say that to you, I really mean it. So I encourage everybody, if you want to grow, put the work in, do some reels, get really good at reels, and, start just communicating with people.
Yeah, that's great advice, because I always wonder, like, how do you get the people? And I want the right people, so I'm really kind of being picky in who I follow, and hoping who's following me back, because I'm really trying to build really a barbecue and cooking, but barbecue community. Smoking. Also, I'm big on sous vide and wine, so I have people that are big into sous vide and the wine that are following me, and I follow back. It's great. I love some of their stuff, and I get a lot of ideas from them. But what's your favorite thing then to cook or to grill? You do so much, but I kind of see pork chops popping up and some other things. You did a great pork chop video recently. What's your favorite thing to do? And then after that, we'll do a follow on. You said you've got other things going on. I want to hear about that, because I think you're talking about your farm.
Yeah. So you would think my favorite thing to grill would be beef. No, by the end of the day, I do not want to look at beef, and my husband's the same way. We don't want to see beef. We don't want to be around beef. We don't even want to smell it. Lately, pork has been my thing. I'm like, gosh, I've never been a huge pork eater, but like, I love pork butts. I love to smoke those. That's probably my favorite thing. I love a good rack of ribs. Pork chops has been a big thing lately. So, pork is my thing, I guess, right now.
Wow. Well, you raise Black Angus, right? Is that the thing?
We do. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm an animal lover, so I have a real big dichotomy in my life. And my daughter's a big cow lover, and we always joke, because we go to Mexico a lot, and and she speaks Spanish, and I speak a little Spanish, and she'll say vacas, when she was a little, now she's vacas for cow, Spanish for cow. But it's like, you love these things, and then it's like you're eating them. So
yeah,
it's kind of a tough thing for me to do. So I didn't want to go to the ranch and look at the the guy that I bought a cow from, say, hey, you want to come up? And I'm like, I don't want to really see anything. No, just give me the meat, and I'll pick it up and have it packaged. I don't want to see anything else. So it's really tough. But so what does it take to you're ranching now, right? Like, did you do that your whole life, and now you guys want to whole hog in? What was the decision to, like, I have a job, and I'm going to actually do a ranch, and I'm going to do Instagramming?
Well, I've always been one of those people that I bite off more than I can chew, but I always seem to find a way to chew it. My husband's family, my husband is 4th generation Angus cattle farmer. Let me get this correct. So his great grandfather purchased this land in like the 1930s. And then, his grandmother inherited it, and his dad has been, running the farm, and he's had cows. His cows are were his babies, and he recently passed away. So we were just kind of thrown into the reins of this. Like, we knew this was going to be something that was going to be, hey, you know, this is going to be yours. You're going to take this over, and you can make the decision to keep it or, you know, stop it. But, you know, at this point, my husband's all in. He loves it. He loves it just as much as his dad did. And so, and we were just kind of, like I said, we were just kind of thrown into it, but it was in a good way. You know, it was kind of like, hey, here you go. We get to continue that legacy. And, you know, hopefully one day our daughter will have that option to do the same thing. It's like, hey, you can either continue this or, you know, we can stop it, but we'll see.
So is the goal, are you going to be selling cattle, or are you just raising cattle for yourself, like a self-sustainable farm with vegetables and things like that? What's your kind of main goal of what you're doing right now with that?
We do not slaughter our cows. Every cow has a name. My mother-in-law names them all. Um, so they're basically like pets.
Jeez.
I just call them whatever their tag, you know, they have the little ear tags, like the little earrings, it looks like. And so I just call them by like their ear tag name. I'm like 70. She's like, no, that's Bright. I'm like, okay, it's 70.
Oh, and so everyone
You know,
has a
she's
name?
like, everyone has a name and she knows every single one of them. My father-in-law could go out in the middle of the pasture and within 5 minutes, every cow would be standing around him. He's like the cow
Wow.
whisperer.
Holy cow. And these are all beef cattle,
Yeah,
no milk cows?
we have one milk cow. And we have her just so that when we have calves born, if the mother, you know, even if the mother passes in labor or if the mother doesn't nurse the cow, which happens sometimes, we have the dairy cow, and she typically will take those babies and nurse them. We do have to bottle feed sometimes, but that's rare now that we have the dairy cow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting. So you're doing that, and you got another job. You got a job, doing a job, and your mom. So it's like you're going nuts. I can't thank you
yeah.
enough for obviously coming on a Sunday to do this. Um,
Yeah.
tell me about kind of where things are at with the Girl That Grills. Where are you heading on Instagram? Are you planning to be around for a long time? With the ranch, everything else going on, and posting, it takes a lot of work. Are you still building this community of women for like the Rec Tech Grill? I know you talked about the competition, the going on, the church competitions. What do you see kind of for your future with Instagram?
So for my future, we actually are moving out to the farm. We will be out here January, February. So things will kind of ease back out for us, you know, as far as like time goes. I'll have both of my grills here and I able to just walk outside to them versus, you know, we're in between now. So January, February ish. You know, my plan is to
Wow.
start, you know, I have a YouTube channel. I have one video on there. So my goal is to start really videoing. My goal is going to be more recipe development. So, you know, as I continue to grow in Instagram, you're going to see a lot more recipes come from me. You're going to see a lot more tutorials. I know one of the big things that I've had people ask me for is a chicken and dumpling tutorial,
Mm.
and like traditional Southern chicken and dumplings, not canned biscuits like the Pillsbury biscuit. No, we don't make dumplings like that in Georgia. So, you know, I'll be making a lot more tutorial videos. I'll be taking some requests, you know, for videos and trying to do that. And, you know, my goal is still to continue to grow. I love this community. I love being a part of this community, and I want to stay a part of this community.
Yeah, that's great. I have a video I'm going to play for people on YouTube, and you're going to know exactly what it is when I bring it up. You won't see it, but everybody else
Okay.
does. So this video is of you on a tractor, and you can kind of guess what you're drinking. Can you tell me about that? Because I have never seen a lady driving a tractor drinking a pickle juice jar while she's driving. And I got to tell you, Jennifer, I was really nervous because I thought, oh my God, don't get in an accident. And I'm thinking, oh, she's on a farm. She can just crash into a tree and no one will even know about it. So tell me about
Right.
the pickle juice thing and the pickles. Is that like a big thing of yours, or what's the story with that?
Yeah. I love pickles and Wickles pickles, especially. Wickles is one of my favorite companies. I actually had, you know, been doing a couple of posts for Wickles. Well, Wickles sent me a thank you box, and it, you know, had all these boxes of these jars of pickles in the box that had like a pickle beach towel. and a koozie. And I was like, I've got to do something, with these pickles other than eat them, because that's what we would do, is just eat them.
That was funny.
So on TikTok, there was a viral video of a guy who was drinking cranberry juice while he was skateboarding.
I saw
So
it.
people
I saw
were
it.
recreating it.
I saw that.
Yeah, so it was to a Fleetwood Mac song, and so Fleetwood got on there and he recreated it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna do it with Wickles Pickles. My husband was like, okay, well, you can't skateboard. You're not coordinated enough to skateboard, and I am not.
That is really funny.
I was like, what if we did it on the tractor? And he looked at me like I was insane. He's like, not on my tractor. I'm like, yeah, no, like that's the only tractor we have. So yeah. So I had the tractor in low gear. It was probably going half a mile an hour. And I did the pickle juice thing. And, I got some laughs out of it. I got some likes out of it. So, it was worth it. Yeah, it was totally worth it. I had everything I do on Instagram, I do for fun. This is my outlet. This is my escape from my normal life. The goal of making money on Instagram, not a thing for me. I make enough money in life. My goal on Instagram is to have fun.
That I think that's important. And, that's my thing, right? I don't take a dime from anybody, my sponsors. I bought products and still buy stuff. And, of course they provide things as well. I'm honest. Yeah, I provide things. They like what I do and they're supporting me. So, because of them, I can actually continue to do it because I can afford some things, but obviously, buying 100 bags of pellets is a big hit to the wallet. So things like that are really helpful. But, I have up on your Instagram feed here, I want to talk one more thing about is kind of these brand ambassadors that, people get. And good thing about, you said not making money, because my goal is not making money. I have a job 60 plus hours a week, plus I'm doing my Instagram stuff on top of it. And I'm fortunate enough that I'm going to be taking my money into getting a custom RV, and we're going to be hitting the road in 2023 after the COVID's done and I start flying around, probably the end of next year. And I'm going to be barbecuing with Instagrammers. We'll come down and we're going to see you in Georgia and head up to Maryland, the whole U.S. and Canada. I got people lined up that have invited me to come visit them. I'm so gracious, and it's fun. I'm going to go out there and just have a hell of a time, and I don't have to worry about making money doing it. And that's like my enjoyment, my vacation. So that's kind of my story with that and the sponsorships. And Dow Strong Knives is like, they have come onto the scene with a vengeance. I mean, I see all sorts of people that are getting listed with them. I think they have requirements like you have to have 10,000 followers before you can, or they'll talk to you or you can talk to them. How does this work with the kind of the brand ambassadorships as far as you reached out to people, they reach out to you? Is there like agreements, things you have to sign, agreements you have to do? What's the whole story behind that kind of ambassadorship? And specifically, I know a lot of people are like dying to get on Dow Strong. I'm curious about how you got into that.
Yeah, so with Dow Strong, I applied. Once I hit 10,000, like that was one of my goals. When I started into the barbecue community was got to get Dow Strong. So I reached out to Dow Strong in the early part, and I said, "What is it? What are your requirements to become an ambassador?" And they were like 10,000 followers, good post engagement. So that's the thing. People can buy followers. I've seen many people on Instagram buy followers. You're wasting your money.
Buy follow, like they're paying. You pay people to follow you.
Yes, so you can literally buy these bots and build your following.
Oh, so they're not real people.
Great.
They're not real people.
No, it's never real people. They're never going to engage in your post. So that's great that your numbers are there. But one of the things for Dow Strong is you have to have good post engagement. You've got to have comments. You've got to have likes. You've got to engage back with the people that are commenting on your post. You can't just reply back to one person and not reply to anyone else. You need to be replying to everyone on your post and build that engagement. Reply back to them with a question. So that's how I got in with Dow Strong. I said, okay, I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to get to 10,000, got to 10,000, applied. And I am in a contract with them. I cannot display any other type of knife on my feed. I can't use any other kind of knives in my video. Strictly Dow Strong. Like I have a set of a different type of knives, but I just don't use them in my video.
Right. That's interesting because, one of the things that I'm big about is I don't want to be locked in where I can't do something. Now, of course, if a grill company, somebody's going to call me up and say, hey, I want to give you a grill, and it's this type of grill, and I mean I get it. They're not going to give you a grill to cook on and talk about other people, and that's acceptable and understandable. So I think people have to understand and be ready that if they're going to be hooking up with these companies and they're helping them out, which in turn I don't know, I've seen them do like full page spreads on people. Dalstrong for Instagrammers, as far as now using Dalstrong knives. I'm one of the poor guys that have actually bought all my knives from Dalstrong. I do have a bunch in the kitchen. I do love their knives. They're fantastic knives. And I've got others I use too. So kind of like you, I'm not to contract, so I can say whatever it is. But I do love the knives. They're really, really great knives. And people have asked, like, how do you get these companies to recognize? I think a lot of people don't understand that there are also applications, things you can actually apply to people that are looking for brand ambassadors and have to meet their requirements. And if you meet the requirements, you may get fortunate enough to be picked by the organization. So who are you all with right now? I mean, we talked Dalstrong, and I know RecTech is a big thing. And who else are you right now? Kind of with in the product lines.
So I'm also with ICER, which is a division of RecTech. They do coolers, they do cups. They've got a mass amount of products coming out. I know that COVID has slowed them down, just like it slowed everyone down. But be looking for that in the future. They're going to have a lot of stuff. I actually have my ICER cup here. It's wonderful. It keeps ice for days. I was actually in talk with Yeti when I popped up with RecTech, and I was like, hey, look, I'm going to do Yeti, and then that's going to cancel y'all out. And they're like, nope, no, we got you. So I had to turn Yeti down. I'm also with Ocean State Pepper Company, in which I know we talked about them. That started with a purchase. I purchased their product. I loved it so much. I reached out to them. I was like, I have to be your ambassador. Tell me how to do this. I am with Best Damn Barbecue Sauce now.
I've seen a lot of that sauce. I think Dangerously Delicious Barbecue did a custom cup or something, or some type of cup.
She did.
Best Damn. She did. Okay. Tell me about that. I mean, I see. I know what the Best Damn Barbecue sauce is in my house, but tell me about that one, because mine's a different name, George Earl's, so I use. But what's the story with them?
Laura actually was their first ambassador. I think that's right. I think Laura was the first. So they have this line of barbecue sauces. There's a hot barbecue, then there's Northwest Gold Rush, which is my favorite. It's like a Carolina mustard sauce.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm originally from Carolina, so I'm all about that Carolina tangy barbecue.
Carolina honey.
Love all of it. I love all of it. They have Sweet Lady Love, which is just a really good, well-rounded, sweet but not barbecue sauce. They have Pineapple Express, which is really good. And then they have the West Coast Tang, which is a tangy barbecue sauce. It's probably something that's popular on the West Coast. I've never had West Coast barbecue, so I couldn't tell you.
The West Coast barbecue?
Probably.
What?
Probably a shame that
West
I haven't.
Coast barbecue? No, there's no West Coast barbecue. So
okay,
unless I'm cooking it or the guys I know are cooking it. But yeah, I've been to so many restaurants here. Let me tell you, that's why I love going to Texas and Kansas City and Original Joe's there, and Franklin's and the Salt Lick. I've been to all those places, and man, you come back to California, like I'm not going to another barbecue restaurant. I'm just not going to do it. It's tough. So I hear you, but yeah, no, don't feel bad. There's not, at least if there's somebody watching and thinks they have great barbecue, bring it on, because I don't know anybody here on the West Coast. Sorry. I love your neck of the woods for sure. But so that's good. So anybody else? You got the sauce, and you got everything: the sauce, the spice, the grill. You got it all going on.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got the sauce, the spice, the grill. I've got the knives. So I think I'm pretty well rounded. I've had some offers for some other stuff. I've had some other stuff come in, and I'm just downsizing out of a lot of it. I think what a lot of people will realize is, as your followers grow, as you get into these sponsorships, pick stuff that you believe in, pick stuff that you would purchase off the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And just because somebody's sending you free stuff doesn't mean it's quality stuff. I've sampled a few things. I've sampled a few things in the past couple of months that I'm like, no. I would never put a name on that. If you would never put your name on it, if you would never spend your hard-earned money on it, don't do it. Not worth it.
Do your friends or family hit you up for free stuff? Like, hey, Jennifer, hook me up with something. They hit you up for that? Do you ever have that conversation?
All the time. All the time. All the time. And then
I'm going to ask my family. I make them buy everything. I don't give them anything. So my mother-in-law just bought a whole case. I gave her a sample, though. I did give her a sample of some Dat sauce and Dat ketchup because we love that stuff. And, she didn't even ask. She told me, hey, I liked it so much. I bought a case. I was like, what? So it's like,
wow.
that's the thing. Yeah. So she bought a whole case. And, my family supports the sponsors. They buy the product. I always give somebody a little sample taste, but after that, that's it. You got to buy it. That's what I'm about, is supporting them. And, if they have to give away free stuff to everybody all the time, it just doesn't work. And I've even offered, like, some of the ones I'm paying shipping things, because shipping's killing people nowadays. I mean, the shipping is just ridiculous. Right. And so, I'm sensitive to that. And, I think if your goal is just to get free stuff, people can see through that. And, my goal, like you, is to partner. And I kind of had a philosophy going in this thing, is I was going to pick one of the things I use all the time, and I'm not doing anything else. And once I'm with somebody, I'm kind of like a lifetime loyal guy. My background, what I used to do is a lot of loyalty in there. And I just, I've got my syrup for all my glazes and my sauces. I've got my barbecue sauce that I can cut with stuff. I've got everything I'm building up is just a line. That's going to be me. And that way, wherever I go, I've got my stuff, with me. It's kind of like part of me, part of my heart. My cooking is this group of flavors and spices and equipment that I can go and take, with me everywhere. So I think that's kind of a important thing. But, I want to thank you today, because I know you're busy. You got the ranch, and the cows probably want you. But maybe you can hang out on Instagram Live for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, because I know there's been tons of people on there waving and wanting our attention. And we'll stop the show. We'll go on Instagram Live for a few minutes, then we'll wrap up. And I got a great thing. I'm gonna send you an official Ukulele J Barbecue hat pin. I want to see that on the ranch. I love cows, and you can you talk to them and say, hey, look, this is Ukulele J Barbecue. He's the one that we were talking to. They'll love that stuff. So, hey, so Dangerously Delicious Barbecue, she popped on. She just said, hey, Jay, what's up, Jennifer? I don't know if she's late to this, but we were talking about her. So you'll have to watch the recording on this, and Dangerously Delicious Barbecue. You'll love today's show. Hopefully everybody else loved today's show. And make sure you check out everything on Jennifer's page, The Girl That Grills. Make sure you go and check out my giveaway post that is posted on Instagram. You'll get all this delicious stuff and a bunch of surprises that are sent to you. And please make sure that you check out the Ukulele J Barbecue website for my blog that I just started. So it is going to be adding to it greatly in the next week or two. A lot of pictures. I've got some very special discounts that you will not find anywhere, because you'll see I don't post codes, but because I have sponsors, I do like to give back to others, and so do they. So if you're going on my website, you'll see the links, and you'll get incredible discounts on Voodoo Roasters coffee. You got other great stuff, Dr. Bill syrup. There's just all sorts of stuff on there. Make sure you check it out. And Jennifer, I want to thank you so much today for being on the show. You're such a fantastic host. It's been a lot of fun. Let's hop on IG Live and talk to our followers and everybody else that's on there waiting for us. And we will talk to you soon. Hopefully, when I'm on the road, we're going to come and hit you up. We're in Georgia.
Yeah, I am 5 minutes down the road from Dangerously Delicious Barbecue, so we can do a we can do a joint. Yeah, we can do a joint cook, and that would Laura's a good host too. Laura's a wonderful host.
Well, she got this grill I just saw. It can feed like 100 people. We got to talk about that thing. That's a monster she got. That Santa Fe style. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. But I'm watching, I'm reading. I look at all the posts and I read stuff. If it's good, I want to learn. I'm learning from everybody out there. And thanks for the support, Jennifer. Thanks for coming on today. And let's hop on over to IG Live. And for everybody watching, we are going to have our guest that's coming on, Dr. Bill from Dr. Bill's Can and Serve, December 27th. You are not going to want to miss this one as well. Dr. Bill, we have become good friends. He is a funny guy. And honestly, if we get through the show without busting up laughing and just disrupting everything, it'll be a miracle, because we have a great time when we talk. He's a great person. Orthopedic surgeon, by the way, a pediatric orthopedic surgeon who works miracles with children and also miracles with his cane and maple syrup that I can't say enough about. So thanks a lot for being on the show, Jennifer. And we're going to hop on over now to IG Live, and we're going to see all of them. Thanks.
Sounds good.
Okay.